Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego coming to you live from the Panhandle of Florida, near Pensacola, north of Navarre Beach. And I'm waiting for my K1 visa to get adjudicated at the Service Center in California for my beautiful Karina, my prometida. She lives in Bogota, Colombia, South America. And although she's been a legal resident of Bogota, Colombia, she's actually from Caracas, Venezuela. Beautiful Venezuela, beautiful country. So is Colombia. And our NOA1 letter was dated April 18th, 2022. So we're still waiting for our NOA2 letter to get adjudicated, which is fine. No problem. It's no big deal. We're patient people. Immigration are busy people. We're patient people. And Susie Goldemez is in the house. Hey, Susie, how are you? How is everything? Now, we would like to also, Karina and I would like to congratulate everybody who got their NOA2 letters, April filers. And there's still folks from January, February, March still hanging out there. There's a few people out there still waiting for their NOA2 letters. And to you guys, I can say to you, hang in there. Immigration will get to you. Okay, they will get to you. Cecilia Gomez, I filed 2022 December. When will I get the NOA2 letter? So by November of 2023, Cecilia, October, November, maybe December 2023 at the latest. Things are speeding up at immigration. And Lissy D, hi, Mr. Diego, rainy day on my side here in Maryland. Lissy D, I'm sorry it's raining. Here it's hot and muggy in Florida. Hot and muggy. Oof. Ooh, it's hot and muggy today. But that's okay. It's Florida. That's why I live in Florida. I like hot and muggy weather, I guess. Cecilia, I think probably November of 2023, this year, hopefully before Christmas, maybe right before Christmas. Fadumi Mohammed, I filed mine on January. Okay, fantastic, Fadumi. Zoila Molina, hello, Diego and Karina, still waiting. Yeah, we're still waiting. You're waiting. We're waiting. It's all good. Stay positive. Omar Mohammed, my friend, how are you? We're doing great, Omar. We hope you are doing well also. We hope you're having a fantastic day. Doggy, hello, Diego. Does USCIS page change the case status? The case was sent to the Department of State once they approve the case. Doggy, what happens is when USCIS sends your package to the MVC, they say it's, what will happen is you will get a letter from the MVC saying the case is ready, or it's sitting there. They're going to tell you, they're going to notify you. What you got to wait for is the ready status. Out of all the messages that you need the ready status, because once you get the ready status, that means that the embassy has received your package from the MVC, and you can start scheduling your visa appointment and paying your visa fees. Hang in there, okay? Hang in there. Don't stress this. So the case status, the case was sent to the Department of State. That means Daggy, USCIS mailed your package off to the MVC. The Department of State is the National Visa Center. That's just their secret name, okay? The State Department's secret name is National Visa Center. Don't tell anybody. I'm kidding. Susie, the second letter expires 5 months. Now, you got 4 months on the first letter, okay? The NOA2 is good for 4 months, but once you start the ball rolling and you start communicating with the embassy, et cetera, then the consular officer at the embassy in your beneficiary's country automatically will extend the NOA2 letter. They know you're in the middle of a visa process. They're not going to time you out, but you got to make contact, okay? Stay in contact, email them, etc. Let me see here. Omar, my friend Salax, that I'm waiting for my wife interview almost 6 months. 6 months? Not fully understanding your question, Omar. You wait 6 months. Your friend has been waiting 6 months for what? For a visa interview? Rakib Islam. Hi, Mr. Diego. How are you? Doing good. Fantastic. My case was filed on the 23rd of May. when do you think NOA 2? Well, 23rd of May of 2022. Then you should be hearing probably next month, Rakib, if not the end of this month. Next month, probably June. June, if it was 2022, May 23rd, 2022. So it was the end of May. So probably the middle of June. Let's go with the middle of June to be safe. Daggy, but we are not going to see a change in our USCIS online account. You're going to see what you're going to get when USCIS mail your K1 visa package to the MVC. USCIS has washed their hands. It's no long. You can no longer contact USCIS. The MVC, once they get it, they're going to create a case number for you, or it could sit on the shelf at the MVC for a few months, which it will probably for 3 months. You'll sit there for about 3 months, and then the MVC will send you a case number. But once the MVC gets your K1 visa package, USCIS is out of the loop. They're done. They're done with you guys. It's now in the hands of MVC. And then when the MVC give you a case number and then find out the embassy is not busy, they send your stuff to the embassy in the country of your beneficiary. MVC is done with you. Now it's in the hands of the embassy, and the embassy is in control of your visa package. Do you see how it works? USCIS, Dallas Lockbox get it first. They assign you to a service center. 93% California, go to California. California gets it. It's their responsibility. They process your K1 visa package. When they get done with it, they send you an NOA2 letter, and then they ship your package to the MVC. The MVC get it. USCIS is done. They're done with you. MVC is in charge now. The State Department. State Department gets you a case number. They send it to the embassy. When the embassy receive it, you get the ready status that you can start doing stuff with your visa. MVC's done with you. They're done. Now the embassy's in charge. Okay, Susie, we're glad you got it. Okay. Richard Italiano. Buongiorno. Richard. No, it's nighttime where you are, right? You are right, Diego. All what you say, that's where my case reached. Now my stuff is getting at the embassy. Richard, see? Hey, Richard is the perfect evidence of what I just said. Okay. Daggy. So once our case is sent to the MVC, everything will be based on the embassy availability, getting the welcome letter in 8 weeks or more. Yes, that's correct. When the MVC gets your K1 visa package, if the embassy is wide open, and if you guys want to know how long it's going to take to schedule an interview at your beneficiary's embassy, let me know. Ask me today, because I got the data right here. I can tell you how long it's going to take within a couple of weeks to schedule a visa interview. And I'm going to make a video tomorrow about the U.S. Embassy in Morocco. So tomorrow is going to be all about Morocco. Yesterday was Colombia. And I'm going to keep everybody up to date on how long it takes to get a visa interview scheduled at your embassy. If I don't have any data, if I cannot find any data for your embassy, then I won't be able to make a video about it. So then in that case, what I would say is it's an average of 2 to 3 months would be the average. Richard, embassy can take between 3 to 6 months. Yep, you're right. Omar Mohammed, yes, my friend, I'm waiting 6 months for interview for my wife, Ankara. Okay, so you're under a spousal visa, Omar. You're going through a CR1 or an IR1 spousal visa. And which country? Remember, guys, let me know what country you guys are in who are beneficiaries or your sponsors. Let me know which country your beneficiary lives in so I can help you more. Remember, I'm going to pull you guys over the finish line, okay? Richard, so now, like you say, they are working on stuff in Morocco, right? They are working on stuff at every embassy in the world, Richard. Every embassy, Morocco, Italy, France, Iraq, even Syria, let's see, England, Canada, everybody around the world want their beneficiaries in the USA, right? Susie Galdamez, my fiance, is in Nigeria. And okay, and you live in Virginia. Okay, well, let's see how long it's taking to schedule interviews at the embassy in Nigeria. Okay, this is close estimate. Okay, so the average is 107 to 125 days for Nigeria. Okay, 107 to about 125 days to schedule a visa interview at the U.S. Embassy in Lagos, Nigeria. Richard, I live in Morocco. Richard Italiano, you live in Morocco, but you should be Richard Morocco, not Richard Italiano. Just kidding. Okay, Debbie, my NOA 1 is August 11th, 2022. When will I get approved? Well, let's see, assuming you don't get an RFE, August of 2023, so July or August of 2023. Let's say mid-August 2023. At this point, it's May of 2023 right now. Today's May 20th. So we'll go with mid-May, okay, Debbie? Mid-May of this. So that's right about now. You should be hearing probably this month or next month at the latest, okay? Let's see. Hamid, hi Diego, thank you for doing this. My fiance is in Morocco. So Hamid, we got a lot of folks in Morocco watching this YouTube channel. This is your channel. I put it together for you guys, okay, to help you get through this process. I've been there, done that. I know how it works, and I'm going to get you guys over the finish line, okay? What is the estimated wait time? K Messenger, what is the estimated wait time for an interview in Mexico City? Okay, Mexico City. Let's see what we got. Okay, now, guys, bear with me while I look this up. I'm not being rude. I'm not ignoring you, okay? Let's see here. According to the statistics that I have, 70 to 100 days, okay? It's a 70 to 100-day wait for Ciudad, which is a Spanish word for, oh, no, excuse me. You're in Mexico City. Yeah, 70 to 100 days, okay? What about Morocco? Richard, a video will be published tomorrow all about Morocco. I will get you watch that video, you'll be fully educated on Morocco. Abduli Jallo, watching from the United Arab Emirates, UAE. Abduli, we're glad you're with us, my friend. Thank you for stopping by from the UAE. Beautiful country. You live in a beautiful country. Richard, I'm not Italian. I just like Italian songs. That's why. Okay. So, Richard, you're a Moroccan who likes Italian songs. That's fantastic. Now, I lived in Italy for 6 years. I lived in Sardinia for 3 years. And I lived in Sicily for 3 years. So I can understand why you like Italian songs. I do also. Hamid, we're waiting for MVC to send us welcome letter. Okay. Been 73 days since our petition was approved. Okay. So you got another 20 or 30 days to go, Hamid. Okay. Not much longer. You're at the finish line. You're close to the finish line. Okay. You're almost there. You're almost there. Hang in there. Susie, thanks for the information. Not a problem, Susie. Julio Burbo. Hello, Diego from Orlando, Florida. Orange County. I love Orange County. Disney World, Universal Studios. How long the U.S. Embassy in El Salvador is taking for an interview? Okay, Julio, let's take a look. We're gonna investigate El Salvador in Central America. Okay, let's see what we got for El Salvador. Okay, bear with me, and let me see. I don't have any data yet on El Salvador. I don't have any data yet. It's not showing up, okay, here on this State Department report. So go with 2 to 3 months as an estimate, because El Salvador, Central America, pretty easy. Shouldn't have a problem getting an interview in El Salvador, okay? But I don't have any data from the State Department showing up right now. But I will investigate it for you and make a video. But we're glad you're watching us from Orlando. Now, I remember when I drive through Orange County, I remember all the orange trees, all the orange groves in Orlando, plus all the tolls. I got to pay like $1 every time I go through a toll. It's insane. So I try to sneak around the back roads and the country roads so I don't have to pay all these ridiculous tolls in Orlando. Okay. Alex Restrepo. Okay, no, Daggy, can you please tell me the estimated wait time for the embassy in Ethiopia? Okay, Daggy, let's see. Ethiopia. Let's see if I got Ethiopia. Okay, Ethiopia is 114 to 130 days for Ethiopia, Daggy. That's how long it's going to take. So if you want to come, let's go with 114. So we're looking at what, three, almost 4 months. All right, for Ethiopia. Dag, okay. April Flower. Let's see what we have. No, Alex Restrepo. Hi, Diego. Thank you for your service. No problem. Question: my petition was approved, and NVC sent me an invoice number. Fantastic. Invoice number is a good thing to get, man. And a case number. Fantastic. That's a good thing to get too. A month ago. How much time NVC will send package to Bogota? Probably it's usually between 2 to 3 months. And then and I made a video about the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia, and published it. And it takes about 2 months to get a visa interview at the embassy in Bogota. It's about 2 months. So you're good. You're running down the finish line right now. You're up there, my friend. Okay, Debbie. I don't want to miss anybody. Hi, April Flower. Hi, Diego. If the beneficiary's country taking so long to schedule an interview, can he or she transfer his case? Don't do that. You can do that if you're in a country like Syria, Iraq, Venezuela, communist Cuba. If you're in a country like that, but you can't shop around for different consular offices. Everybody's busy around the world. The best solution is just to wait it out. Wait it out. Don't do that. You got to, if you could try, you can risk your visa package getting lost in transit. Once your visa package is at an embassy, you don't want anybody messing with it. You want them to hold it there and wait your turn in line and get it processed. Don't shop around for different consulates. I don't recommend you do that. You can try, but I don't recommend it. Okay, Debbie, let's see. Jamaica. What is the processing time for Jamaica? Let's see what I got here. And bear with me while I do this for Debbie. And Jamaica, it's 75 to 100 days. Okay? All right, Debbie? Jamaica is 75 to 100 days to schedule a visa interview in beautiful Jamaica. Kaiser H. Hello, Diego. I am from St. Paul, Minnesota. Twin Cities. Beautiful. I've been to Minnesota. How long does it take? Once you get your NVC case number, invoice ID number to the get ready status at the U.S. Embassy in Mumbai, India. Well, let's take a look at India and see what I have, okay? Bear with me. India is going to be, I got to go, it's in alphabetical order, so I can't mess this up, surely, right? No, seriously. India is, according to the statistics here, it's like 37 to 57 days. So that's pretty quick. Seems like Mumbai is picking up speed. So that's according to the State Department. I don't know how true that is. It's got to be true because otherwise they wouldn't put it out. But it seems like things are picking up speed at the consulate in Mumbai. Remember, don't go to the U.S. Embassy in New Delhi in India for your K-1 visa. They don't process K-1 visas at the U.S. Embassy in New Delhi. They're all processed in Mumbai for our friends in India watching us right now. Let me see here. Questions. Omar, I'm leaving USA. My wife, she's in Ankara, Turkey. Went to interview for 6 months past now. So Omar, so your wife had her interview 6 months ago, and she got, what did she get? A 221 administrative RFE? What happened? Why 6 months? Are you still waiting for your approval? She did the face-to-face interview in Turkey, and you're still waiting for her visa? Is that what you're telling me? I don't know what's going on there. That doesn't sound right. Let me see. Abduli Jallo, my fiance is in the USA. We were about to apply for the fiance visa, but my ex-wife don't want my kids to be included in the process. Well, your kids are included in the process. And if you are supporting your kids from your previous marriage, they're included in the process, and your ex-wife has got no control over that at all. That's U.S. government control, not your ex-wife. So yes, your kids are included in the process when you fill out when you do the affidavit of support. If you are responsible for your kids from your ex-wife, then those kids will be included on the Form I-864 when you adjust the status, and on the I-134 when you go for the visa interview for the K-1. So your ex-wife, I'm sorry, we'll just have to get over it because the kids are included. Let's see. Okay, Abdullah. April Flower. Yes, the beneficiary's country is Iraq. Okay, Iraq. Let's see what we have for Iraq. Okay. Iraq. It's 119 to 130 days to schedule an interview at the embassy in beautiful Iraq. Our friends in Iraq. 119 to 130 days, right around there. Julio Burbo. I do appreciate it. Venezuelan living in Orlando for 42 years. Well, we're glad you're in Orlando, Julio. No more oranges, Diego. They've almost gone. Cereal. No más naranja. No más naranja. ¿Por qué? ¿Dónde? ¿Dónde? Where are they? That's not good. Mickey says hi. Hello, Pluto. How are you? Hey, that's my Mickey Mouse impression. I will be waiting for your info video. Thank you. Keep the good job. Well, muchas gracias, Julio. Gracias para tus palabras. And thanks for watching from Orlando, beautiful Orlando. No oranges in Orlando. So where do we get our orange juice from now? Hopefully we buy it from Venezuela. That would be good. Help the farmers in Venezuela. Debbie, thank you, Diego. K Messenger, as you have previously mentioned, the K-1 visa process time is improving. Should we expect the interview at the embassy to improve as well during 2023? Sure. If you notice, for example, Colombia, Bogota, every time I check in on the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, they're always advertising for help. So the State Department has been allocated lots and lots of money from the Congress to hire people so that they can adjudicate visas, not just K-1, but CR-1, IR-1, F-1, B-1, B-2. There's all kinds of different visas out there. So the embassy processing is speeding up, but it will only speed up as soon as they can hire the people. And they've been allocated the money to hire the people. So now it's just a matter of finding people and training people. They got to be trained. You don't want somebody who doesn't know what they're doing touching your visa, right? Now 9 months ago, 10 months ago, I was in Colombia with Karina, and I told you guys that this visa process would speed up by the spring of 2023. Back then, it was like a 16, 18, 19 months, 22 months. And then, but 9 months ago, 10 months ago, I said, look, I was making videos from Colombia, from my apartment in Bogota. I said, look, by May or June of 2023, we'll be looking at 12 months. And here we are looking at 12 months. But there's a few visas out there still that are having a hard time getting adjudicated because they have more investigations to do. Like myself, my visa has a lot of investigation to be done. Remember, this is my second K-1 visa. So immigration are digging into my stuff. And Lissy D, super chat from Lissy D, $20. Woo! High five for Lissy D. Thank you so much. I feel appreciated. Thank you for that super chat. Most appreciated, Lissy D. And, I'm not my job. I'm a real estate agent. I'm not an immigration attorney. Remember, guys, I'm not a immigration attorney. I'm a real estate agent. And I'm doing this to help you guys because I want to give something back, It's a great privilege to be an American citizen. I've been living in the United States is a great privilege, and I'm honored. I'm so glad. I couldn't have got half the stuff I got accomplished without being an American. So now it's my turn to give back to you guys who want to come to the United States. And I understand that you want to be with your fiance, get married, and start your family. So I've put I'm not selling any houses. I put that aside for a little while. And now I'm going to be helping you get you over the finish line to get you into the USA. And Lissy D, though, at $20 is a great help. And Karina, and I thank you so much for the super chat. Fantastic. Let me see. So, now remember, this YouTube channel is totally free, guys. You could pay an immigration attorney, what, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 for the information I give to you for free. And, you know, most people hire an immigration attorney because they're scared of Homeland Security. They're scared of USCIS. They're scared they're going to make a mistake on their paperwork. But don't be scared, guys. Be confident in yourself. Be confident in your ability to fill out 13-page form. It's not difficult, okay? And if you don't know how to do it, I'm here to help you 3 days a week, right? That's 12 times a month. 12 times a month, I'm here for you for free to get you across this immigration finish line. Let me see. Daggy, thank you so much. Does the 4-month include the interview and visa on hand? Yeah, exactly right, Daggy. No, there's no more time past that. Relax, Daggy. You're going to be fine. You're going to get there, okay? You're going to get there. Daggy, what category K1 visa will be categorized? The K1 visa is a non-immigrant visa because it's treated as a temporary visa. It's a non-immigrant visa, but the embassy will treat it as an immigrant visa, which sounds complicated, I know, but it's a non-immigrant visa because you fill out Form I-134, right? And a DS-160. If it was an immigrant visa, you would be filling out the DS-260 and an adjustment of status, I-864. But basically, the K1 visa is processed the same as a tourist visa, like a B2, which is a non-immigrant visa. So here's the way to look at it. The K1 visa is a non-immigrant visa that turns into an immigrant visa as soon as the plane leaves the airport in your beneficiary's country, okay? That's the easiest way for me to explain it, because a non-immigrant visa requires DS-160, okay? When you get to the United States, you get married within how long? How long does it take? 90 days, not 91, 90 days. You got to get married in 90 days, okay? Then you adjust the status to your green card. Daggy, I hope that answered your question, okay? Non-immigrant visa and then turns into immigrant visa. It's kind of like a convoluted visa, okay? It's a status on its own. Kaiser H, thanks, Diego. Also, once your case is ready at the U.S. Embassy in Mumbai, then what's the next step? Well, when the case is ready, then you get online and pay your visa fee. And once you pay your visa fee, you get, then your visa is extended automatically for a year. It's an automatic year. You got 1 year now to get the visa embassy scheduled. So when you get ready status, you schedule your visa interview. Make sure you got a passport photo of your beneficiary uploaded on your computer so you can fill out the DS-160. The DS-160 requires a passport interview also, okay? So when you get ready, when you see ready Freddy, then you get on your computer and start processing stuff through the SEAC system, okay? The Consular Electronic Application Center, okay? Let's see. Julio Burbo, super thank you from Julio. Muchas gracias, Julio. And $10 right there. Thank you. I'm going to cover my electric for this live stream, guys. Thank you so much, Julio. Muchas gracias. Me alegra, me encanta, Karina también. Muchas gracias, Julio. Let me see. Let's get with the questions here. Let me see. Daggy, you answered the question. Thank you. So when we schedule the interview, we choose as a visitor visa to schedule the appointment. No, you're not going to pick visitor visa. You're going to pick K1 visa, Daggy. When you fill out the DS-160 in the SEAC account, it's going to ask you, are you fiance? Are you a tourist? You're going to pick fiance, okay? So it's going to probably show up as an immigrant visa, even though technically it's not, Okay, you're going to pick the fiance block, not the tourist block. Okay, don't make that mistake now. Don't do that. Daggy, yeah. So I answered the question. K Messenger, will the interview held at the embassy or be conducted by local staff or U.S. staff? Thanks so much. Again, you are very much appreciated. K Messenger, thanks for the question. The interview will be held by a consular officer at the embassy. It depends on which country. Now, let's say, for example, India, you don't go to the embassy for your K1 visa interview. You go to the consulate in Mumbai. Okay, so it depends on the embassy. Let me know which country, and I will probably know the answer to whether it's a consulate or an embassy interview. But no, it's not held. You don't go. It's not in a separate place, in a separate office. It's going to be at the consular office, at the consulate, or at the embassy. Okay, Mexico City will be at the embassy in Mexico, the consulate in Mexico City. Okay, in Mexico City, that's where you're going to be. The consular office in Mexico City. Daniel Ward, government could close down next month. This could last for a while. Daniel, the government's not going to close next month. That's not going to happen. Okay. You're talking about default, right, on our budget? Because people in our government can't get their mind together on a budget. They're not gonna shut down the government. They're gonna come to a satisfactory conclusion. Every time our budget is due, everybody, the politicians scare everybody with, well, we're going to close the government down. Well, it's only happened probably once or twice in 50, 60 years. So I doubt very much. I don't think that's going to happen. Okay. And if they close down, okay, it will only be for maybe a day or two, because then all the politicians are going to be scared they're going to lose their seat at the next congressional election. So they're going to get in there and vote and get it going. So relax on that, Daniel. Don't sweat that. Daggy. Okay, sorry. You are saying we choose K1 fiance when we schedule the interview. Yes, Daggy, exactly right. You got it. Don't pick tourist. Even when you fill out a DS-160, it's for a fiance visa. You're asking, the DS-160 is you asking Mr. Beneficiary, Miss Beneficiary, for a visa to come to the United States. That's the application. When a tourist wants to come to the United States, they fill out a B2 visa, and they also have to fill out a DS-160, which is a request for a tourist visa. But you're going to check block fiance, K1, fiance, not tourist, okay? Don't make that mistake. Please don't do that. Now, we had a young lady who went to her visa interview, and her visa was denied. Why was her visa denied? Because when her sponsor filled out the paperwork, he filled out all her paperwork with a name that she's been using, that her mom gave her, which is not on her birth certificate. Okay, so the sponsor knew this young lady by this particular name, and this young lady was using this particular name for 24 years, but her birth certificate had a different name on it, but her mom decided to change her name when they evacuated from a war zone. So the young lady and mom were in a war zone. They evacuated when she was a baby, moved to another country, and then her mom changed her name. But she didn't change her name legally, not through the court. No court documents, nothing. So this kid, 24 years old, was accustomed to being called this particular name, which was not the name on her birth certificate. The beneficiary, the sponsor, filed for her K1 visa. She waited a year and got her visa. She waited a year and a half, got into the embassy in her country, her new country, her adopted country, and the immigration officer looked at the birth certificate, looked at her passport, and looked at her K1 visa package, and the names were different from the birth certificate to the passport to the K1 visa, I-129F. Her visa was denied, and she said, "Wait a second." She said, "Hold on. My attorney said everything's good." Number one, the attorney was wrong. Number two, when you fill out a K1 visa package, I-129F, you use the name on your beneficiary's birth certificate. If she was going by a different name because her mom gave her a different name to protect her in a new country, that's fine. But that goes under nicknames. That goes under other names used. On Form I-129F, it says, what is your birth name, your given name? You fill it out from the birth certificate. And then underneath there, it says, do you have any other names that you use? Well, yeah, this is the name my mom gave me when I was a baby, but it's not my given name on my birth certificate. If they had filled out the Form I-129F like that, this young kid would be in the United States today with her getting married to her fiance. So it's very, very, very important, guys, when you fill out, you sponsor, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, when you fill out your I-129F for your beneficiary, I don't care what his or her name is, you go by the name that is on the birth certificate. And if she has any other names to use, like, I'm Diego, right? But that's not on my birth certificate. But when I filled out the I-129F with my name on it, I put my name and then other names used, Diego. That's my nickname. That's my Latino name, mi nombre. She got her visa denied. She's crying. Diego, what do I do? What do I do? What do? You have to she either has to get married to her sponsor and refile a spousal visa, or refile the K-1 visa all over again from the beginning using the name on the birth certificate. Insane. It's insane, guys. All right. Alex, thank you, Diego. Alex Restrepo. No, muchas gracias. No problem, Alex. Furious Ram, if the K-1 visa is denied, do you have to start from the beginning again? Yeah, if the K-1 visa, well, it depends on if it was denied or if you get an RFE. If it was denied, find out why it was denied first. If it was denied because you used the wrong name in the petition, or it was denied because you don't make the income, but then if you can produce evidence that shows that you do make the income, then the case will reopen. If you can overcome the denial with evidence that proves that you're qualified for the benefit, then it will be denied, and then it can be reopened, and then it can be approved. So you wouldn't have to restart it from the beginning. But this young lady, her whole paperwork was messed up. The entire package was a total disaster. So she will have to start from the beginning, all over again. It all depends, case by case. Kaiser H, Diego, what do you recommend that should be done first? That is to schedule the interview at the embassy or schedule the medical exam. Okay, for the U.S. Embassy in the Philippines, you have to schedule the interview first, and then you schedule the medical exam, and then the medical exam has to be completed 2 weeks before the interview. So that's the embassy in Manila, Philippines. So it all depends on which country, what's available. If you can schedule the interview, but you can't schedule the medical exam, then there could be a problem because you can't get into the interview without a medical exam. So my recommendation is to schedule both at the same time, but not on the same day. If you see an open spot for a medical exam, take it, and then schedule your visa interview 2 weeks or 3 weeks past that. Except for the Philippines, you got to be within 2 weeks. And let's see here. Kaiser H, my beneficiary is in Mumbai, India. Yeah, Mumbai, India is fine, no problem. Let me see. Everything's try not to overstress this, okay, guys. When you get the ready status, Kaiser, you get your ready status, then schedule the interview at the consulate, schedule the medical exam, etc. Okay, it's no problem. You've got this, guys. You can do this. You can do this. You got immigration attorneys out there scaring you all to death. And, I can understand they want your business. It's a business. They want your business. But I've seen lots of people get mad because they wish they never hired an immigration attorney. After they spent all that money, they figure out, well, I could have done this myself. And what happens when you hire an immigration attorney? No, I'm not saying you shouldn't hire one. If you want to hire one, go right ahead. But what happens when you do? Who does immigration contact when there's a problem or if there's a question? Are they going to contact you? No, they're going to contact your attorney. What if your attorney's on vacation? What if the secretary loses your NOA2 letter or loses an RFE? What if the immigration sent an RFE to your attorney's office and the secretary loses it and it gets lost somewhere in the shuffle? What happens? If you don't respond to an RFE, your visa gets denied. Don't take that chance, guys. You need your NOA2 letter and RFE letters coming to your mailbox, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, nobody else's. Your mailbox, okay? You got it? And Julio, again, thank you for that super chat, Julio. You are a great patriot, and I appreciate you. I like the icon. Yeah, that's a pear though. That's almost an orange. I think that's a pear, or it's almost an orange. Come on, guys, throw your questions at me. This process is not supposed to be stressful. It's supposed to be a wonderful experience for you and for your beneficiary so that you all can come to the USA, get married, and start your lives together, have a family, and be happy, right? It shouldn't be stress, worry, stress. Like, I've seen hundreds of NOA2 letters get approved for April 18th, 2022, NOA1 letter. So now I'm in an NOA1 letter, April 18th, 2022. My visa hasn't been approved yet, but I understand why. They got a lot of stuff they got to look through. So mine's going to maybe take another month. It could take another month. God's Power Thomas, Diego, how much finance is the petitioner expected to have in his or her account to be qualified? Okay, God's Power Thomas, if you meet the minimum income requirements, if you meet the minimum income requirements, it's nobody's business how much money you have in your bank. Okay, nobody's business. It's just your business. So you don't have to disclose that information to USCIS if you meet the minimum income requirements for the federal guidelines. If you don't quite meet the minimum income requirements, then you want to have as much money in your bank as you can to help get you qualified for the benefit, for the visa. Nong Vang, NV Homes. Nong Vang, NV Homes. NV Homes, do you sell homes or are you a property developer? That's a cool name right there. Hi, Diego. Not sure if you saw my message, but curious to know if you have data on how fast the U.S. Embassy in Laos is processing. Nong Vang, I missed your question. I apologize. Let's see what we have for Laos, okay? Let's see what I got. So I'm sorry I missed your question. But remember, guys, if I miss a question, repeat it. Throw it back at me, okay? And we will get the information here for you on Laos. And Laos is, let me see here. Oh, boy. K1, Laos. Now, that's a long wait there for Laos, my friend. According to the State Department, we're looking at 633 days, which is 21 months. 21 months to get into a visa interview for Laos. So hopefully that will get better. Okay. That's a long time. Not so good for Laos, I'm afraid, Nong Vang. But hang in there, okay? Joan, why are cases in the month of April still not approved like other cases? Well, my case is April, and it hasn't been approved. Why is that? Because my case is different from this case, or from this case, or this case, or this case. Everybody's K1 visa package is different. Now, I'm on my second K1 visa, so immigration has a lot of investigating to do on my K1 visa package. They got to make sure that my first K1 visa was properly disposed of in order and in accordance with the law, and that they're probably investigating to make sure that my ex-beneficiary returned to her home country. So they're going to have to be checking with the Border Patrol to make sure that her I-94 reflects that she left the United States in 2017. So they're going to have to check her I-94 departure record from the USA. So my visa, even though I'm April 18th, 2022, NOA1, my visa could take another month to get adjudicated because I got to do all this investigation on myself, And when I put my visa package together, I told immigration I included a copy of the boarding pass showing where I took her back to her home country. But that's not going to be sufficient. That's a help. That gives them something to go by. They'll go into the Border Patrol website and call up her name and match the boarding pass with the I-94 departure record, and they have to match up. And then boom, that proves that she went home. I included the papers. I got her served at her house in her hometown. I served her papers by my attorney in her country. They're going to investigate that. They'll probably call him and find out if that was all true or not. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff they got to do. K-Messenger, it appears that there's been 1 to 2 months improvement in K1 visa processing in the last 90 days. Yeah, K-Messenger, and it's only going to get faster. By October, November, December of this year, we'll be looking at a 6 to 8 month turnaround for folks who file K1 visas in October, November, December. You're going to see a 6 to 8 month turnaround. We're at the pre-COVID era. We're the tail end of COVID. So we got stuck in the backlog. And obviously we want the folks who were before us getting their visas adjudicated before mine and before yours. If you are, we want to get those folks done first. Okay. They've been waiting a long time, 2 years. Some people have been waiting 3 years. Let's see. Daniel Ward, can you check how long Myanmar is? I appreciate what you're doing. Sure, Daniel. Let's see what we got from Myanmar. Now, Myanmar is Burma, if I remember. I don't know why they called it Myanmar, but I think the name of the country is Burma. But somebody changed it to Myanmar. I don't think the United States recognizes the name change. But that's okay. That's not up to me. Let me see what I got from Myanmar. I'm going to assume that's Burma because I don't see anything under Myanmar. Okay, let me check for Burma, okay? And we'll see what we got. Let me see. Hang in there, guys. I don't have any data for Burma or Myanmar right now, okay? Zero data, nothing. The State Department don't have any data on that, but I'll find out. I'll investigate it for you, okay? All right, Daniel? God's Power Thomas, my K1 was approved February 28th, 2023. I'm yet to hear from MVC. So February 28th. So let's forget February. So we'll go March, April, May. You still haven't heard from the MVC? Well, you should be hearing from them this week. What's today? Saturday. Next week. Okay, next week. Today's Saturday. So next week you should be hearing from them. Okay, and if not, email USCIS first. And if USCIS say they don't have a record of your stuff, that's because it's with the MVC. Then email the MVC and ask them for a status update. It could be that the embassy, that you're waiting for, is backed up right now and they don't have any spaces. So it's just sitting on a shelf at the MVC. Okay. That's probably what it is. Brandon, how long typically until my fiance and I reach the second phase? They received ours September 2nd, 2022. So by September or October, Brandon, you should get your NOA-2 letter this year. So by the fall of this year, you should be hearing from USCIS. Okay, Brandon? Andrea M. replying to Joan, I'm still waiting for NOA-2 with February 25th NOA-1. See, yeah. So February, March, January, there's still a few out there. So they're looking more at 80%. Remember, 80% of all cases get adjudicated on the time frame that's posted by immigration. And then there's 20% that are not. Those 20% are like mine, where they need more work, more investigation. Pablo Vasquez, what's the wait time on MVC right now? It's 3 months, 2 to 3 months, Pablo. Wait 3 months and then contact him. Hannah 101, hello, Diego. Hope you're having a great day. Can you check Italy? Italy, okay, Hannah 101. Let's see what we got for Italy. I can do that. Bear with me. I've got my trusty phone here with all this information on it, which I am sharing with you guys. And if I was an immigration attorney, I'd be charging you $100 an hour. Okay, let's see. Italy, 72 to 90 days to schedule a visa interview at the U.S. Embassy in Rome, in Italy. I've been to Rome. the Colosseum, the Vatican, St. Paul, St. Peter's Basilica, beautiful place. I got pictures in front of the Colosseum, but they all came out blurry. My friend who took the pictures in the Navy with me couldn't take a picture. For my only opportunity to get a picture in front of the Colosseum, and my friend messes it up. But that was back in the 90s when we didn't have these cell phones. It was Polaroids or Kodak. So Italy, Hannah, I got you on Italy, okay? Danielle Ward, yes, it's Burma. They did change the name. You're a good man. Burma, yeah, I figured it was Burma. I'm going to find out for you what the U.S. Embassy in Burma is doing, okay, Daniel? And I will have an answer for you tomorrow, which is, I do the live stream tomorrow at 11 a.m. 11 a.m., okay? So I'm going to find out for you about Burma, okay? And then tomorrow you will know. Kaiser H. Diego, once my case is ready at the U.S. Embassy in Mumbai, then will the U.S. Embassy schedule the interview for my beneficiary? No, or you're going to have to do it. She can do it. You can do it. You know, you can go into the online account, go into the Travel Docs account for Mumbai, India. Maybe I should make a video. Let me see here. Maybe I think I did already. I think I made a video about India already on how to process a K1 visa. I don't know if you subscribe to the channel. You don't have to, but if you have, it makes it easier to find the videos. Page down, look for India. Look for the videos I made on India, and that will explain to you how to do that. Okay, I've covered probably about 50 countries. There's 160 more to go, but I'm getting there. It's not a fast process, okay? It's like a K1 visa. It's not fast, but I'm doing the best I can, guys. And to those super chats, thank you guys for those super chats. You guys are great patriots. Makes me feel good. So if you want to know, if you have a question about the scheduling time for a visa interview, let me know the country, okay? Let me know what country, and if it's here in my State Department log here, I'll tell you how long it's going to take. Brandon Vance, thank you, Diego, for that information. How long are they looking for in Morocco if our NOA2 letters should come around September? Well, that's looking into the future, Brandon, and I'm going to say it will be much faster than it is now because they're hiring new people. Every embassy around the world are hiring new people, you know. What a great job. Go work in a foreign country as an embassy officer, an embassy official. What a fantastic job that is. I would, imagine maybe I could be a visa officer in the U.S. Embassy somewhere, maybe in Saudi Arabia. I don't know. Hannah 101. So when I applied, I did hire an attorney. Okay, no problem. And for the interview part, they put Naples, even though my fiance lives in Milan. Okay, that's no problem. In Italy, there's consular offices. There's consulars in Italy. You got Rome, Naples, Milan. That's fine. No problem. So your beneficiary will go to the embassy, will go to the consular interview in where is it? Where did you say? In Naples. Now, Naples is a great place. So you need to go to Naples and hang out with your beneficiary. There's lots of tunnels in Naples, tunnels that like under the ground. And I believe there's a volcano that was an extinct volcano there with a golf course in it. You can play golf in a volcano. Where in the world can you do that? Only in Naples. And the food is fantastic. And there's a restaurant in Naples that is credited with being the first restaurant to ever serve pizza, ever. But even though pizza was invented in the United States by Italians, okay, there's a restaurant in Naples that takes credit for being the first restaurant to make pizza. Let's see here. Dag, I heard the U.S. Embassy to our beneficiary country might show longer days. Well, the USCIS website for California Service Center says it's 16.5 months to get your NOA2 letter, but it's not. It's taking 12 months, 13 months. There's some that take 16.5 months. There's probably, probably like mine, because they got to dig through so much stuff. Let's see, Daggy, if we keep checking in the morning or late in the afternoon, we might be lucky. Yeah, check 3 times a day and see if you can schedule an appointment. Check in the morning, check in the afternoon, check in the middle of the night when everybody's asleep. Everybody's in bed sleeping. You're online getting your visa interview set up. Nong Vang, Envy Homes. Yes, also, I'm also a part-time realtor like yourself. Now, I'm a real estate agent. I'm not a realtor because I didn't pay to be a realtor. You got to pay to be a realtor in order to use that name, and I'm not, so I can't use that designation. So I'm a real estate agent. But good job. Andrea M. Diego, if there has been any changes to information we originally provided in our K1 application, okay. Now, should we update USCIS? No. Don't contact USCIS anymore. Once you mail your K1 visa package to USCIS, that's it. You're done. You now wait for the embassy interview if you want to include anything further, okay? If you want to include anything further, if you change jobs, if you change passports because your passport expired, you got a new passport, so you got a new passport number, all that information will be put on the DS-160. When you fill out the DS-160, Mr. Beneficiary, and then when you fill out the I-134, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, that's when you update your information. Okay? Same for me. Same for Karina. Karina's passport changed. So she'll change it. She'll identify it on the DS-160 and at the visa interview. Visa interview officer is going to be looking at the DS-160, and he's going to be, or she's going to be looking at the passport and your birth certificate. Okay? Those are the two important forms. The three most important forms are the I-134, original signed copy for declaration of financial support, passports that haven't expired, except for Venezuela, there's an exception. Divorce decrees have to be certified originals. Make sure you print the confirmation page for the DS-160. You got your MERV receipt, which is the receipt for your visa fees. All that stuff you got to have with you. Photo albums of your relationship, evidence of your relationship. Remember, the K1 visa interview is going to take 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes at the tops. They don't have time. Visa consular officers decide your K1 visa based on your DS-160. Okay, primarily, and the I-129F. Hannah 101. Let me see. Hold on a second, Andrea. My American fiance renewed his passport. Okay, no big deal. That's okay. Immigration don't care about your sponsor's passport. They care about the beneficiary's passport. If he changes jobs, no problem. If he changes jobs, it's no problem. Make sure that he has evidence that he's getting paid. He has direct deposit into his bank. I could change brokers. I'm a real estate agent. If I decide to change a broker, then my job will change. When I fill out the I-134 Declaration of Financial Support, I'll put my new employer's name down, and I'll bring my bank statements proving that I'm getting paid from this company and not from this company. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you change jobs in the middle of a visa application, it's no problem. You just got to prove to immigration where you're getting paid from. And that's easy to do with bank statements if you have direct deposit or pay stubs, right? Piece of cake, right? So don't worry about anything changing. If you change anything in the middle of a K1 visa process, you don't have to contact USCIS. Leave them alone. They'll just throw it in the trash anyway. They don't have time. Okay? Change it at the DS-160 level. Daggy, thank you. No problem, Daggy. Brandon asking about interview times in Morocco. I'll put out a video about that tomorrow. Morocco, I want to make a video for each country so people in each country can see, and they don't have to keep asking me over and over the time frame. I'll just make a video about it and then update the videos every month, so that, because as the time gets shorter and shorter, I'll make a new video to update everybody on the time frame has changed. Okay. Let's see. Andrea, thanks, Diego. No problem, Andrea. Archur, hey Archur, how are you? Everybody say hi to Archur. He's in Algeria. Hello, Mr. Diego. I was busy. I'm glad I'm here now. How is everything going? Oh, I'm good. I'm doing great. And it's okay if you're busy, Archer. We understand. You know, you're not going to make every live stream, and you can always go back and rewatch it. No problem. All the information I put out here is going to help you guys get your visa for free. And I want to give this information. I've got it all up here in my brain, and I need to share it with you guys so that you can run with it, run with it, and get your visa more quicker, more efficiently. Well, I wouldn't say any quicker, but definitely quicker if you don't make a mistake, right, when you fill out your visa package. Because if you make a mistake on a visa package, then that slows everything down. Look at this young girl, this young lady, 24 years old. Her mom gave her a different name in a different country because she got out of a war zone. And her K-1 visa was denied because her sponsor didn't fill out her paperwork with her birth certificate name. He filled it out with her new name her mom gave her, which isn't legal. Seriously, guys, I'm angry at that guy because it's an easy process. And on the K-1 visa, I-129F, there's a block there that asks you, have you used any other name? And she's using a different name, no problem. But this, you got to put the birth name from the birth certificate as the legal name. Man, I'm still angry. I'm not going to sleep over that. She waited, a year and a half to get told no because her sponsor was an idiot? Sorry, guys, that's my opinion. Daggy. Wait a second here. Don't want to miss anybody. Everyone's doing good, Archer. Afif Raven. Hey, my NOA 1 is February 24th, 2022. Still waiting for NOA 2. Oh, well, you're almost there, Afif. I'm waiting. You're waiting. There's still people from December 2021. There's a few visas out there, just a few, that they're doing their final investigations on. Remember, a K-1 visa is an investigation by Homeland Security. It's an investigation to see that you qualify for the benefit. Some investigations take longer than other investigations. Some people, like for myself, they got so much stuff they got to look at. Did my K-1, my first K-1 visa beneficiary, did she leave the United States? I said yes, she did. And here's the evidence. But my word's not good enough. They're going to go in their computers and make sure. It's a slow process, guys. I might not get an NOA 2 letter for another month. But that's okay. I'll be with you guys, helping you guys. And when I get my NOA 2 letter, I'll wait here one more month because it's a 3-month wait for the MVC. So if I stay here in Florida another month, then fly to Colombia, then I only have to wait 2 more months for the MVC to contact me. And then my Colombian visa will be good for 3 months. So then I'll probably have to leave Colombia for a weekend, fly to Panama, fly to Brazil for the weekend or a week or whatever, then fly back to Colombia and finish up Karina's visa at the embassy. So my visa is complicated too, guys. Dagi, can we use the same intent to marry letter we sent, or we have to change the wording? If so, can you please give us an idea what to do? Dagi, I made a video on second letter of intent to get married. No, you cannot use your first letter of intent to get married. You and your Dagi, the beneficiary and the sponsor, have to write a whole new second letter of intent to get married. Totally new, totally different dates. Your relationship has now been going on for for a year. So now you're going to include the 1 year plus that you've been together. But you must include in every letter of intent to get married that you promise Homeland Security you'll get married in 90 days, that you are both legally free and able to marry, and identify your citizenship status. So when I write my second letter of intent to get married to give to the embassy in Bogota, I will say, I, Diego, U.S. citizen residing at this address in Florida, am legally free and able to get married, parentheses, see divorce decrees, close parentheses, and I promise to marry Karina, middle name, last name, a citizen of Venezuela, a legal resident of Bogota, Colombia, within 90 days. We're still in love with each other. We still want to get married. Nothing has changed. But watch my video on second letter of intent to get married, Daggy, and that will answer your question and get you ready for that. Kaiser H, Diego, what is the validity of medical exam? It's good for 6 months in your home country. It's good for 6 months in the foreign country. What's the validity of the police clearance certificate? The police clearance certificate is valid for 2 years, as per the State Department. Now, in the Philippines, you got a lot of folks from the Philippines that watch the videos. It's called an NBI, or National Investigation. It's an NBI or an NVI form, not a police certificate. And they say it's only good for a year. But the State Department says they're good for 2 years. So what I would do is get your police certificate 6 months before your visa interview at the embassy, okay? And what I would do is get police certificates, include them in the K-1 visa package, and then get new police certificates about 6 months, I would say when you get your NOA-2 letter. And then make sure you translate those police certificates into English by a certified translator, okay? Brandon Vance, thank you so much, Diego. You are truly a friend. Yes, Brandon, you are my friend also. I know myself, along with you and everyone else, is stressed about this. Yeah, it's stressful. It's very stressful. And this is my second rodeo. I know exactly what you guys are feeling. I know how you're feeling up here. And it's emotionally draining. It's making you tired. It's making you maybe having a hard time going to work every day because you're too busy looking in your phone, checking status on your visa. And your mind isn't with your job. Your mind is with your visa process. And you worry that you're going to get denied, etc. But try not to think that way, okay? Try to think that you're going to get your visa, you're going to be approved, and that you're going to get through the process. And if you get stuck, if you don't know how to do something, I'm right here for you guys. If you have any questions, if you get stuck, you're not quite sure what to do, message me in YouTube or wait for the live stream, and I'll be here to help you. I'm not going to abandon you guys, okay? I know exactly what you're going through because I've been through it before, and it was a horrendous experience, especially my RFE. I got an RFE. I was scared to death of this RFE. I thought, I was denied and everything. But no, it was just requesting further evidence. I didn't tell the immigration folks what website I met my first beneficiary on. I told them where, got the visa approved. Everly and Anderson. Hi, Diego. Thanks again for this. This is very caring. I appreciate you for this. How do you access the available interview data? Well, you can go into the embassy websites, Everly. Go into, if you don't want to, if you don't want to watch a video where I put everything together in 5 minutes instead of you having to page through the embassy website. If you go to a U.S. embassy website, they can be pretty confusing. Okay, you go here. It's confusing to some people. So I put a video together to tell you where to go in about 5 minutes, which will save you an hour of stress. Afif Raven. Hey, Diego, his father changed his last name, so my father's last name has been changed automatically. But I'm still not, because in my father's ID, it's already his last new name. There's no problem, Afif. Whatever is on your birth certificate is what immigration cares about. That's all they care about, birth certificates. Daggy, perfect, will do. Thank you so much. Okay, Daggy. Afif Raven. So I waited his new last name. So you wrote his new last name in I-29 information. That's okay for the father, no problem. It's okay. They're not worried about the father. They're interested in the beneficiary's last name. Does the beneficiary's last name match what's on the birth certificate and the I-129F? You're afraid it's going to be a problem? No. If a father, we don't even know Karina's father's middle name. I don't know we can't remember what it is. So I put unknown on I-129F. We don't know. I can't remember it. And it's hard to communicate with Venezuela. Venezuela is tough to get in. It's tough to get in touch with people in Venezuela. So I put unknown. No problem. Don't worry, you'll be all right. Mickey Love. Hi, Diego. I was filling out the I-134 form. I followed your video, but the asset part for me, I don't want to put anything since my income will be enough. What do you think I should put as an asset? Leave it blank, Mickey Love. If your income is way up there, and immigration officer looks at your income level and it's way above the federal minimum guidelines, leave it blank. There's no reason to put anything in there. Just leave it blank. You're good. Immigration really only care about assets if your income doesn't quite meet the income requirement. Let's suppose you're $500 a year short, but you got 10 grand in your savings account. What immigration will do is they say, okay, you're $500 a year short times 5, so you need $2,500. If you've got $10,000 in the bank, that exceeds $2,500. Boom, you're good. Do you see what I'm saying? So don't worry about it. Don't put anything in there. Unless you want to. You can if you want to, but it's not necessary. If your income is sufficient. Okay? Regarding your family size, remember, the minimum federal income requirements are per state. If you live in Alaska or Hawaii, okay, it could be it's a crazy high place to live. The cost of living in Alaska and Hawaii is more expensive than the 48 other states that we have. So you're going to have more income if you live in Alaska or Hawaii for the minimum income requirements. But if you live in the other states, you meet that requirement, okay, you're good. And now remember, you got to be at 100% minimum income for the embassy interview. Why 100%? Because you are filling out a DS-160 K-1 visa, non-immigrant visa application, technically, even though you're going to become an immigrant. When you get to the United States and adjust your status, you change from a non-immigrant to immigrant, which requires 125% of the minimum income requirements. When you fill out your I-864 and you adjust your status, okay? Do you understand that, guys? Face-to-face visa interview, you got to be at 100% minimum income to pass the test, to pass the money test. When you get to the USA, you got to be at 125% because it's a different visa. Okay, it's a different process. You're becoming a resident of the USA. You're going to get a green card. Okay, which is good. You want a green card, and I wouldn't waste my time filing for a work permit. A work permit is a waste of time, in my opinion. Just wait for your green card, then go to work. If you want, unless your sponsor is going to take care of you. Kaiser H. Oh, Mickey Love, thank you. Okay, Mickey, no problem. Kaiser H. Diego, what other documents should I include with my Form I-134 when I will be mailing it to my beneficiary? Okay, Kaiser H., you need to include last 3 years tax transcripts, last 3 years W-2s, last 3 years 1040s, last 3 years 1099s, at a minimum. You want to put in there any divorce decrees, certified certified copies of divorce decrees, photos of you guys together, what other photos you didn't leave with her in her home country. Let's see here. Everything that she's going to need, a photocopy of your passport, biographic page in color. You need to include that. Definitely need that, okay? Proving your U.S. citizenship. If you are a naturalized American, include a photocopy of your naturalization certificate. You need to include that. So everything that you need your fiance needs for her face-to-face interview, you need to mail to her. And remember, the I-134, you need to sign it in pen, black ink, date it, go over it. Before you put that in the mail, go over it 10 times to make sure you didn't mess anything up, okay? And I've made a video on how to fill out the I-134. I've made a video on how to fill out the DS-160. If you need to, before you fill it out, watch those videos and it'll give you the confidence to do this, okay? Without hiring an attorney. How much would an attorney charge you to fill out an I-134? What, $2,000? I don't know. Cecilia Hema. Diego, folks are already getting approved for May 2022. You are right. And please, I just want to know if the COVID vaccine is still required. Yes, it is. I have not taken it, but still waiting for my approval. In order to enter the United States of America, as of today, May 20th, 2023, foreign nationals must have a COVID vaccination. Now, I'm not a doctor, but it's a requirement. But you don't need 2 or 3 series of shots. You only need 1. Okay, so get that shot done. Get it done. Okay. I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving medical advice. I'm just saying what immigration is telling you got to have. Nick Palomo. Hello, Diego. Hi, Nick. Once we have an interview date, we are able to change the date. And are we able to change the date? And is it worth periodically changing to see if there are any earlier dates? Okay. Let's take the embassy in Manila, Philippines as an example. I love my friends in the Philippines, so I use the Philippines a lot as an example. If you schedule your visa interview in the U.S. Embassy in Manila, you have 4 opportunities to change the interview date, okay? 4 times. On the 4th time, if you change it, you will be penalized a 3-month wait. So for the embassy in Manila, you can change your visa interview. If you find an earlier date, somebody canceled out, jump in there and get the earlier date. But you only have 4 chances in the Philippines. Depending on which country you're living in, I don't know if that applies to you or not. It depends. It's up to the ambassador and his rules at that in particular embassy. But yeah, you can change the interview date if you want to. But I don't recommend you doing that, okay? I don't recommend it. I recommend once you lock in a date, you stay with it. Mexico, okay. So there's 2 places you get your K-1 visa in Mexico, Mexico City and Ciudad. Those are the 2 places. Honestly, once you lock in a date for an interview in Mexico, stick with that date. Do not change it, okay? Because what if you decide you want to go with an earlier date, somebody cancels out, and then you jump in there, and then somebody jumps in there before you, and then you lost the one you had in the beginning, in the first place. Then you don't have a date. Then you got to go back and try and reschedule all over again. I don't recommend it. When I schedule an interview for Karina at the embassy in Colombia, that's the date we're going to go with. Whether I get an earlier date or not, it's irrelevant to me. That's the day we're going with. I'm not going to jump and try and change anything, because that's getting into dangerous territory right there. You don't want to irritate the consular officers either, because they plan for you. They see on their calendar who they're scheduling. Okay, schedule. They got their calendar in their computer, and then all of a sudden your name disappears. Where'd you go? Then they get mad because they plan their days. Also, like we plan, you guys plan, they also plan too. Your job, Mr. Sponsor, is to make the immigration officer's job as easy as possible. Make the paperwork easy as possible. Make it smooth without changing anything. Changing a visa interview is like throwing a pebble in a pond. All the ripples go out. Okay? Leave it alone. Once you get it, leave it alone. So hopefully that answered your questions, guys. Come on, throw some more questions at me. I'm here for you. Like I said, don't stress this process. Okay? Don't do it. It's not difficult. The hardest part is the waiting. The hardest part is seeing other people getting their K-1 visas approved with NOA2 letters, and you're still waiting. I know that's tough, but you're going to get your visa adjudicated. Don't worry. Kaiser H. Diego, do you know what is the average cost in the US dollars for a medical exam and also for the K-1 visa? Well, right now, May 20th, 2023, if you apply for your K-1 visa today, it's $535. Okay, but that's going to change on May 30th, 2023, because the prices are going to go up. Everything goes up in price. What that's going to be, I don't know. But more than likely, it's not going to be less, it's going to be more. Medical exams are charged by the civil surgeons at each hospital in every country in the world. Okay? So, for example, Karina, the doctor for Karina, may charge us, $150 for the medical exam. But in the Philippines, it could be $250. In Uganda, it could be $50. In Taiwan, it could be, $25. Every country's different on the medical exam. So the best way to find out how much it's going to cost is to have your beneficiary call the doctor and ask him. Cecilia Hammer. Diego, any update on the processing time as of for now? 12 months. 12 to 13 months is the average right now. May 20th, 2023, 80% of all K-1 visas are getting adjudicated in 13 months. Jackson Rivas. I completed my I-129F on August 2021. Waited until October 22 for it to get to the NVC. Interview was April 25th, 2023. I will be traveling to El Salvador to bring her to the United States. And my videos helped you with your processing. Well, Jackson Rivas, we are very glad to hear we have a success story with Jackson. Jackson, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is flying to El Salvador very soon to pick up his beautiful bride and bring her to the United States of America so they can get married. Okay, and Jackson said watching the videos helped him get through the process. This is good news, and I will be telling Karina the good news tonight. She's at work right now, but she gets off of work in about 30 minutes, and then I'll wrap up this live stream in about 10 minutes, and then she'll call me when she gets off of work. Ruby Uribe, Diego, hola, Ruby, ¿cómo estás? ¿Tú bien? ¿Tu día bien? No estreso, por favor, relaja en tu casa, por favor. No estreso, es fin de semana, en día bien. Gracias para pregunta, para palabras. Brandon Vance, congratulations, Jackson. Yeah, Brandon, everybody congratulate Jackson for his success story. See it. He's on it's happening for Jackson, guys. He's going to go to pick her up and bring her home. All you sponsors, Mr. Sponsor, you need to bring your beneficiary to the USA, accompany him or her to the USA, if you can. Ruby Uribe, good luck to everyone. Buena suerte. Todos, personas, sí. Yes, Ruby. Cecilia Hema, hey, Diego. It seems so if it takes longer now for USCIS to send cases to NVC. Well, the NVC, okay, and USCIS and the embassies all hired new people. But USCIS is the heartbeat of immigration, right? That's the heartbeat of this whole process. So they got the most money, the most dollars from Congress, and they got the most people. The NVC got the leftovers, they got the scraps, and the embassy got the scraps from the scraps. So they still need to hire more people and train new people also. So when USCIS speed up the process, like I said they would do 9 months ago, okay, now I'm not Nostradamus and I don't look into a magic mirror or whatever, but I just know this process and I know how it works, okay? So I was right. So the NVC is going to take time training their people, and then the embassies need to train their people. And eventually, by 2024, by January of next year, we'll be all back to the way things were before COVID, and everybody can file their K-1 visas and get it all done and wrapped up in a year, like it used to be. My first K-1 visa, I got wrapped up from NOA-1 to the visa in the passport in 9 months. Right now, I'm at 13 months. Still haven't got my NOA-2, but that's okay. No problem. Let me see. Hi, Diego. Yeah, so Brandon Vance. Should we wait until the NOA-2 letter to get the police certificate and medical exam? Wait till the NOA-2 letter to get the police certificate. Schedule the medical exam once you scheduled the interview. Once you schedule your interview at the embassy, then schedule your medical exam. Try to get them at the same time, but you should get your police certificates once you get your NOA-2 letters. Get your NOA-2 letter in your hand, get the police certificates, get them translated into English, get them ready, okay? Because they're good for 2 years. Nick Palomo, any idea what the wait times are for interview for Mexico? Yeah, I just put that out there. Nick, let me see. I'll repeat it. Let me see what we have for Mexico. I got my State Department stuff here. Give me a time. Bear with me, guys. I'm not ignoring you. And Let me see. I should remember this stuff. I just repeated it, but let me see. Where are we? Mexico, where are you? Okay, next one. Mexico is 70 plus days, 70 plus, say 70 to 100 days for Mexico, okay? So let me see. Kaiser H, how much will I have to pay? How much will I have to pay in dollars once my case is ready at the embassy for me to schedule the interview? Okay, what you do is you go into Travel Docs, you get your letter, you get your NOA2 letter, you get your welcome letter, and there's directions on that letter on how to set up a SEAC account. You log into the SEAC account and create an account where you pay your visa fee. And that is going to be where it's going to tell you how much it's going to cost for your embassy. Nick Palomo, pardon the repeat. No problem, nobody. Nick, no problem. I got no problem repeating answers. Okay, this information is critical to you guys' well-being and to your happiness. Okay, I will repeat questions all day long. So you got to log into the SEAC and then pay your visa fee through the SEAC State Department website to that particular embassy, and that particular embassy will tell you how much the visa fee is. Okay. Now there's no cost for the DS-160. The DS-160 is a free form. Oh, imagine that, something that's free. It's a free form, but there is a charge for the medical exam and for the visa interview. All right, and it's non-refundable. Okay, once you pay that visa fee, you can't get that money back. It's gone. It's a gift to the embassy. Okay, guys, I've been speaking for an hour and 26 minutes. I hope I answered most of you guys' questions. If I missed somebody, repeat it real quick so I can get to it, and then I'm going to go and get something to eat. K Messenger, my fiance will have her interview in Mexico City. Okay, will the interview be conducted in English as she does not speak Spanish? No, it will be conducted in Spanish. She does not. Oh, in English or Spanish. She's a Filipina. Okay, K Messenger. Yeah. If your beneficiary is a Filipina living in Mexico, she speaks English and Filipina, Tagalog or whatever the language is. So she can choose between English or Spanish. If she doesn't speak Spanish, have the embassy interview in English. Boom. Perfect. You're good to go. Okay, guys. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Nick. Kimani Young. Have a great day. Ruby, Pero, hola a todos. Gracias, Ruby. Muchas gracias. Okay, guys, I'm going to go get something to eat, guys. And then in 30 minutes, Karina's going to call me from work to tell me she's leaving work. And then when she gets home, she's going to have a shower. She'll get into her pajamas. And then she's going to have dinner. And then she's going to call me again. And then I can tell her about all the success stories we have in here. And guys, those guys who submitted super chats, thank you so much for the super chats, guys. Thank you. See you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m.